Retaining walls are used basically to either flatten a grade or build up to catch grade. So we use them quite a bit. We use them in larger pool projects. Some of the backyards we work in have a pretty steep backyard, so we'll either cut into the hillside and create stairs down to the level area where the pool is going in, or we build the area up so that we can have the pool flat. So it's not uncommon for us to have a retaining wall on a pool project. And there's all different kinds of blocks you can use. There's 3 different manufacturers that we like using in addition to limestone. We use natural limestone stacking as well. We do have a large excavator that installs those, but we'll pretty much find a product that you like, that A, is within budget, and 2, is functional within the design. The general process of installing a retaining wall is we put a footing in, a compacted base footing. Sometimes we use concrete for that footing. Just depends on the functionality and the drainage and the design. So with our experience, we kind of come up with a engineered approach or specialized approach of how we would attack that. But it starts with putting the footing in. It's either going to be compacted or gravel. And then we do run a geotextile mat behind that goes underneath the first course of block all the way up the excavation. So we're trying to separate that soil from our drainage. And then we compact. We also have guides that tell us when we need to put the geogrid on what wall we're building. And if it's over 4 foot, that wall will be engineered by our engineering company. And so basically we follow their specs to build a long-lasting wall for you. So I always tell people that cutting corners ends up costing the person probably twice as much as it would have just originally cost to have somebody do it right. I usually see that people will go with the cheaper bid, and sometimes that ends up costing you twice the money. But where I've seen retaining walls fall is a lot of them will, and this is where I see it in pools too, is they'll try to backfill with the material, the clay soil that they've took out. Depending on the size and scope of the wall, you could have a lot of excavation that comes out of there. And instead of backfilling that with gravel as you're supposed to, they'll backfill it with the soil that was removed. And what happens there is the undisturbed soil and the disturbed soil ends up being like almost like a vacuum for all the water and moisture, and it'll blow a wall out. I've seen it actually take retaining walls down. We do follow the NCMA guidelines. We are certified as a segmental retaining wall installer, and we do follow their process. We'll start with either a compacted gravel base with footing blocks, or we'll use an actual poured concrete base. We will bury the first course. Block needs to always be buried. We do put drain tile behind the wall. We do put a geo mat behind on the first layer on the footing that extends back the entire excavation area. We do use clean gravel backfill. We use geogrid as needed, and we compact everything. So that's what separates us apart in installing a long-lasting wall for you.